Of course, we know by now that leadership is about people, and as such, it does come with certain fundamental obligations to the people. We have looked at some fundamental obligations previously, and today we'll look at one more. Leaders are humans with flesh and blood, like anybody else. They are not angels, they are not gods, they are not supernatural. They are very human. They have their fears, their phobias, their suspicions, and even their superstitions. However, the fact that they have chosen to be leaders means that they must put aside all their superstitions, their phobias, their suspicions, and their fears, and face the world knowledgeably and yet courageously, wisely, and yet carefully. As leaders, people are obligated to show other people who are not leaders a good example of what true leadership is. We have many things that happen in society. Many things happen under the cover of darkness, under the cover and mask of secrecy, and under the cover and mask of privacy. These things happen or may happen without a leader's knowledge. Many things may happen behind the scenes, and such things come as a surprise to the leader. However, a leader must always be above all that. He should be able to have a strategy to deal with all situations with the mindset of people first. How is that possible? Whenever a leader knows there are certain incidents that happen under the cover of privacy, secrecy, or any other form of mask or invisibility, the leader should not take a bystander approach or a spectator approach to such issues. For instance, if the leader knows that there are some people who are being subjected to hate, abuse, bullying, or discrimination, the leader is obligated, fundamentally indeed, to intervene to correct such a situation and make sure the victims are adequately and effectively protected. So intervention is a fundamental leadership obligation in cases or in situations where ugly things are happening either publicly or privately. People are being victimized deliberately by others, privately or publicly. the leader must not take a spectator or bystander approach. He is obligated to intervene to correct such incidents and ensure the victims are adequately, appropriately, and effectively protected. Let us summarize. Many things may happen under the cover of secrecy and invisibility. Others may happen in the glare of the media or the public. Whenever a leader has knowledge of what goes on and the incidents taking place are ugly and oppressive or abusive to certain individuals, the leader is obligated, fundamentally indeed, to intervene to make sure the victims are adequately, appropriately, and effectively protected. The leader should not take a bystander or spectator approach, because that would mean the victims would be irredeemably hurt. So the leader should be able to prevent ugly incidents. But in a case where such incidents are happening and he has knowledge of it, he is fundamentally obligated to intervene to ensure the victims are protected. That is important. Intervention with a view to protecting victims from bullying, abuse, or hate is important. And that is a fundamental leadership obligation that every leader, worth is or are sought, should not derogate from.